this one. It's a Navien we installed. It seems like when the power goes out, it resets the control. So let's see what's going on. I'm supposed to have the day off today. I think we installed it back a year ago. John, how you doing? So let's see what we got going on. So when did the power go out?
Oh, went off 2 or 3 times. I woke up about 5 this morning with the generators going on.
Oh.
But then I tried to come down and push it, probably screwed it up. The light turned red, so I just shut everything off.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to make a mess.
Let's see. Maybe we got something else going on here. Let's see. Oh.
You get enough light there?
Yeah. It reset it. One, two, three. E0784. That was 29.4. Oh, it's a 784. There's 748. No, 784. Abnormal operation controller communication. Never ran into that one before. (784) 777. Oh, what a cutoff. See everything reset. Domestic on. Domestic off. Time settings. Time setting is off. What is today, John? The 20.
I can't. I don't hear.
Oh.
It's been, that's why I've seen married 55 years. I don't hear.
Yeah. Today's the 28th, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Doesn't go back. 1 and 3 are calling. It's firing. It's weird, it's firing, but it's also got a code. Abnormal operation zone controller communication. Zone controller communication. I don't think I have a zone controller. Maybe it knocked another setting off. Zone valve. Have to reset. Enable use with Navien zone. There it goes. Enable use with Navien zone controller. Disable use with TT connections. There we go. Yeah, it threw all the settings off.
Now when I come down, this pipe was hot.
Yeah, that's the warm
And
water.
all three of these are cold.
Yeah, that's the warm water. This is
Yeah,
recirculation.
that's why I said we had hot water. This one felt warm.
But it threw the date off. It threw, because you can set it up to where it can use pumps.
Yeah.
You know, like instead of zone valves, it would be pumps.
Yeah.
And I have it set up for zone valves. It seems like every time the power flickers or goes off, or we have a power brownout or something, it switches all the stuff in there. I had called Navien about it last time I was here. Or no, maybe it was another customer, because I had another customer with the same problem. I called Navien, and they said, well, they don't have a fix for it. And the only recommendation they had for me was have your customer install a generator. Well, you have a generator installed, and it still does it.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a brownout issue.
The generator takes 10 seconds to kick.
Yeah, it takes 10 seconds, but it's enough it's enough to screw with this. Yeah. That's the problem. And you don't know when the power is going to go off.
Oh, absolutely not.
So, oh man, that's really strange. This is like the third time.
You know, we've had the power off. You were here, well, I don't know, 6, 7 months ago for the same kind of issue.
Yeah, that's right.
And since then,
I think you were in Florida.
Yes, we were. My son was here.
You were in Florida.
And so it's almost a year ago. And my powers went out since then.
And we haven't had the problem.
Didn't have a problem, but I know the power. My wife said the generator kicked on and off 3 times last night.
Huh.
And the mall's all shut down and everything.
Really?
Yeah, there's a big power outage in the area. This is Fort Gracia. We have lots of power outages.
Well, I'm going to have to call Navien again and see if they came up with something, you know.
Is it working now yet?
Yeah, it's working. Everything's working. It just, this time it threw another setting off, which you can use the control right here, the thermostat controls and the zone pump controls that are on this board right here. And then there's another option of using their actual zone control, and that's what it switched to. It switched 3 settings. Well, it reset the time. It switched that zone control setting that I was talking about, and it also went to pumps instead of zone valves, which is really strange.
So you talked to me about something.
Yeah, I talked to you about a power monitor.
But that won't stop a blackout.
Well, it's for surges and it's for brownouts. So say if I install it and I run everything to it, if my power gets below, I don't know, I would set it up at like 108 volts or something, 110 volts. I can't remember off the top of my head. That
doesn't have anything to do with the power outage, does it?
In a way it does, because sometimes you'll have a flicker or sometimes you'll have a brownout. And I think that's what's going on. It's experiencing a brownout before the power goes out. And it's resetting all the settings in there. I think that's what's going on. And when I talked to Navien, that's what they kind of said what was going on.
Oh, that one's getting hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Here,
She's warming up.
Let me turn that one on. This one's shut off. I don't know which one that is. That is, oh, I can't remember. That's the basement one. So that control, say I set it up for, it cuts out at like 105 volts. It shuts everything down, and then it won't come back on for 4 minutes, or until the generator comes back on. So that's one thing I'm going to recommend still.
Okay, well, I need to wait a little bit.
Yeah, that's understandable. I totally understand.
I got no money. My wife did.
No one has any money. What do you think? You're the only one?
I just had to take her Beaumont by ambulance to roll.
Well, today I was supposed to have a day off. So I had to take my son down to U of M just for a checkup for, you know, after cancer stuff. But everything's going good there. That's wonderful. But office called me and said, hey, your customer doesn't have any heat again. And I was just out there in January for just maintenance. We installed it last year. I think it was January of the last week of January 2023. Then I think he was in Florida last year and he had a power outage. I met his son over there. We had the problem of it reset the date, and it went from zone valves to pumps. I have zone valves on there. Reset both of those, it took off. This time around, it was flashing a 784 code, which I've never seen before. And apparently that code is for communication with the zone controller that is non-existent. So I think from the factory it comes disabled. Actually, it enabled it, so then the weird thing that was happening was it was flashing red like there's a problem, but it was still firing, it was still heating, which I thought was strange. So I'm thinking, okay, well, so then that's when I got into the actual settings, and it was enabled for the zone controller. I guess the zone controller, I've never used a Navien zone controller, and I guess that has communication. Did not know that, because I don't use them. I usually use Taco stuff, or I'm not using anything at all, and I'm just using power and the TT terminals at the bottom for the thermostats. You know, if I get into 5-6 zones, then I'm running like a Taco zone control, so a ZVC zone panel. So, which I found it really strange. So, and I had talked to him before about putting a power monitor on, because he has a lot of power outages. He does have a generator. And the funny part about it is when I called Navien about it last time, they're like, well, you know, have your customer install a generator. Yeah, they're going to install a $10,000 generator. And just because your stupid board doesn't like brownouts. I don't think it's surges, I think it's brownouts that's happening. So I had recommended putting a power monitor on. And then he's like, in January he was like, okay, yeah, I'm listening to you. And then this time around he's like, yeah, I can't afford it. You know, he's got some other medical issues going on that he has to afford over that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put a power monitor in there eventually. But I told him, I go, well, here's my phone number. If we run into this problem again with power outages, give me a call. I can run you through it, beep bop boop, you know, and we'll get you some heat. So yeah, that's kind of weird, a 784 code. And first time I seen that one on a power outage. Strange stuff. Alright guys, you know what you need to do. Hit up the Zelle, the Venmo, the GoFund Me, the Amazon wish list for my son that's gone through cancer. Everything is good right now. And if you can't donate, please subscribe. Please watch videos. Give me some ad revenue. And we'll see you on the next one.